It's Jim Crow with a new name, but it's the same thing. They send him home with pain, but it's clear as day. You can watch the tape, you can watch it. He killed a man that day. Yeah.
Frankkie wrote to me in our couple's journal. How does the police murder of George Floyd make you feel about my ability to protect you in a white society?
I mean, it's hard to talk about Black love without also talking about Black homicide. He killed a man that day. Police report the incident. Said it was an accident. Yeah. Thank God for the iPhone, since we ain't got rifles.
To be honest, there's a cloud of fear over our relationship, and it's real.
One of my biggest fears is that when I get pulled over, even if I fully comply, that I still may not make it back home to Sabrina.
I am afraid when Frankkie walks out these doors that he will never return. Even an unanswered phone call makes me worry and wonder if he's safe or even if he's alive.
Can't breathe with your knees on my neck. And if I scream, I'm resisting arrest. That's right. Officer, yes sir, I'm black. So absurd, had to print it on my t-shirt. When I saw the video of George Floyd being murdered by the Minneapolis police, one of the first thoughts that I had was, aside from the anger and just this utter depth of sadness, my first thought was, I can't go jogging at night. And as a Black man, that's literally one of the things that's always going through my mind. It's where am I gonna go? What time am I gonna go? And how do I plan things so there is the least confrontation or likelihood that I will come across local police? And the crazy part is we're talking about something as innocent and as quintessentially American as jogging around the neighborhood.
When George Floyd was murdered by Minneapolis police, it made me flash back to a time when I was on the phone with Frankkie and he was outside. He was working out like he usually does. He goes out in the evening. He'll do sprints, do stairs and stuff. And we were having one of our regular conversations. And all of a sudden he's like, stay on the phone. There's a cop and he's pulling me over right now. And I heard the cop talking and he came up with some lame excuse saying that Frankkie fit the description of someone who just recently in that area had robbed a store. Really? It was a lame excuse. I knew it was not safe at that time. And I told Frankkie, I said, you better turn around and go home.
And I'm constantly planning how I'm going to avoid the police. Police report the incident. That's right. Said it was an accident. What? Thank God for the iPhone, since we ain't got rifles. Oh, come on. They send him home with pain, but it's clear as day. It's clear as day. You can watch the tape. You can watch it. He killed a man that day. Yeah. They send him home with pain. Paid leave, but it's clear as day. Straight murder. You can watch the tape. Yeah, he killed a man that day. That's true. A part of me just wonders how many beautiful Black families don't happen because of things like this. And I can't tell you how many Black women have told me that they're relieved not to have a child and be raising a child in these days. And these are women that would make great incredible mothers that would bring forth children that would like contribute to our society in a myriad of positive ways. But I get what they're saying. You know, they're like, yeah, I may not have babies, I may not have a daughter, I may not have a son, but at least I'm not worried about, will I have to bury my son? Will I have to bury my son?
I typically shop at stores like Whole Foods, Sprouts, wholesome stores that have local produce, organic foods and stuff. And my daughter and I are walking through the store, doing our regular, buying our essentials. And we have people that are just giving us side eye, looking at us like, what are you doing in this neighborhood? We had just moved here. It's like, we live here. And I thought it was very strange. The one black person in the store, we saw her, it was very funny. It was like we were a rare animal. She looked at us and she spoke and was like, good afternoon, ladies. And she smiled like it was, you know, an unspoken communication of, how are you doing? Are you doing okay?
On the curb cuffed, maybe I deserved it. It was a long trip on a slave ship. But if I say that, now I'm playing victim. Just cause I wasn't born with privilege. Now I'm in the casket, preaching in the pulpit. Mama's on the first row, the eulogy was beautiful. That's the gospel of the Negro. Let me put it this way. I'm raising a daughter. She's shielded, but she sees the news. And so we're at the park and we're working out, you know, doing our father-daughter thing. And she like grabs me tight and she's scared. She kind of knows what's going on. She says, Daddy, why are they killing us? And it's my job to protect her. So I try and reassure her that we're going to be all right. But that's just it. Like, I'm supposed to protect her. And I'm supposed to be able to protect Sabrina. The thing is, I'm being pulled over by an officer that could see me as 3/4 of a man and not a full man. And in that moment with her, if Sabrina's right there, or if my daughter's there, like, in that moment, I'm embarrassed. I'm in a lot of ways emasculated. I'm ashamed. And I'm thinking, how does that make my woman feel about me? Because I'm not feeling good about myself in that moment. And we're probably both angry. But there's just a lot of shame that comes with it too. A lot of shame. And it's in that context that Black love resides. And for me, that's white privilege. I don't think there's a lot of white dads hugging their daughters, trying to reassure them that the Black police officers aren't going to kill them.
I think back to one of my prenatal doctor's appointments. I went to go meet with the doctor, and the nurse was taking my history, and she looked at me, and the way she was talking to me, she acted like I was a little kid. I thought it was really strange. This was during the times of the TV show 16 and Pregnant, when it was super popular, and that was just the thing. It was like a great reality show. And so I decided to make a statement to see if that was what was really going on. So I said, oh, my husband and I, whatever. And so then she stepped back and she looked at me, and she even asked me, she said, how old are you? And I thought it was strange. I'm like, well, wouldn't that be in my chart? And she was like, you're married? Well, where's your husband? I'm like, these are really strange questions to be asking me if you're supposed to be helping me get my check-in, check-up and stuff. Like, this is ridiculous. This has nothing to do with my prenatal care. So following the appointment, I was driving in the car, and, usually around this time, it's supposed to be a joyous moment, thinking about all the great things that you want to do with this baby, the things you want to teach them, the new things you want to introduce them into life. And it ended up creating a big ball of fear in the pit of my stomach of me bringing a Black daughter into this world that has so much hate and anger towards Black children and Black adults, Black families.
That's white privilege. And I don't know nothing about that. That's the gospel of the Negro. Police report the incident. That's right, said it was an accident. What? Thank God for the iPhone, since we ain't got rifles. Oh, come on, they send them home with pain, but it's clear as day. Naked conversations like this, they're hard, but they're necessary. But it's after this, they're like, it's kind of the reason that we soul gaze, because it's a way that we can connect after going deep, maybe even hitting some raw nerves. Soul gazing is when you look into your partner's eyes and you just look. Nothing in between you. No barriers. Flesh to flesh. Eye to eye. Between lovers. I know King had a dream. I'm like Ali in the ring. But if I say I'm the greatest, you gon' look at me and call me a racist. Yeah, damn, I miss Malcolm. He was so eloquent when he spoke of violence. So why you so angry? Why you can't love me like we was family? Caught up in this cop culture. You wanna keep me in line. A nigga stay in the back, but I'm just trying to stay alive. Police report the incident. Said it was an accident. Thank God for the iPhone. Keep it charged, baby, since we ain't got rifles. Oh, come on. Police report the incident. Said it was an accident. Thank God for the iPhone, since we ain't got rifles. Handcuffed, 911, he's black and dangerous.
Authorities say Lil Pete could have possibly overdosed. Unarmed and handcuffed, 911, he's black and dangerous.
Stamp the passports, tell customs we ready. It's Cupid and love. 1, 2. Too young for a bucket list, too hot for a night like this. Two hearts on a flight to adventure. Did I mention we can relax on the beach with the jets? Girl, it's time. What's next? Where to? Let's go. You know I'm down. Life is what you make it. Staycation, vacation. Baby, spin the globe, pick an island and don't get cold. We can cuddle like Eskimos, come through with your satin robe. YOLO is the golden rule, white sand of the winter too. We on holiday, Cupid in love, y'all know what's up. Yeah,